Now at 6, a weather watch alert as we anticipate a little snow overnight. We'll talk about who's going to get it and time it out for you coming up.
Another act of gun violence here in the Elm City. I'm Kaylee Collins with what we know so far about the shooting death of a 17-year-old boy here in New Haven last night.
People across the state gathered for a final farewell for former Governor Jodi Rell. What her children and local lawmakers had to say about her service and dedication.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. Thanks for starting yours off with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus, America Aries.
And I'm Tim Lambert. Good morning. Let's get right over to meteorologist Matt Scott. Matt, curious to see just how many people in Connecticut got some snow. Well, up by the Mass border, we got some.
A little bit of
it was really quick though.
A little bit of snow squall activity right at just at the perfect time. You know, New Britain had their tree lighting last night, and it came down right on time.
It how perfect.
Right? Just the way we called it. Nah, I don't know. I wasn't even here yesterday. Cold Monday start to the 4th. I'm going to take the credit for it. That's for darn sure. Clipper coming in tonight. Got a little more than just some mood snow and a cold start and a warming weekend. We'll talk about that coming up. Satellite radar picture is fine this morning. There are no issues other than a little bit of black ice. It's patchy out there. We're going to talk more about that this segment. Satellite radar off towards the north and west shows you this Clipper over the Great Lakes moving in this way. Let's time it out throughout the afternoon. You'll see a little bit of snow and rain. The snow is going to be confined mainly to higher elevations. North and west of I-84 generally could see a couple of inches of snow. Meanwhile, it's going to be rain for the rest of us. So it's a rain-snow mix coming tomorrow morning. There's winds for everybody tomorrow afternoon, and that's going to be, I think, a bigger, more uniform concern. More on that coming up. So bundle up this morning. My goodness, it's chilly. 22 now, 39 degrees later on as the kids get off the bus. We'll talk about it all coming up. Rachel Piscatelli, good to see you again. Did you call for this snow squall last night?
I did.
Perfect.
Oh, not for New Britain. I mean, that's just perfect for them.
Okay, so
I did call for some snow
So I should not rain on
yesterday.
your parade and steal your thunder and all that stuff and just leave you with the credit because I wasn't here.
Yeah, I mean, sure, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. 6:02 right now. I'll take it. Yeah, you weren't here. We are looking at some delays over on 91 this morning. We have road work that is wrapping up. We also had an earlier crash over in East Hartford, out by exits 55 and 56 on that eastbound side. We're seeing some road work, or at least some emergency road work in the area now. That crash has cleared, but it does look like it is blocking a couple of lanes this morning, so give yourself some extra time. Here's those delays on 91 over in Meriden, out by exit 15. That is road work wrapping up at this hour. Your drive times, though, Cromwell to New Haven is 22. Rocky Hill to Hartford is 7. Tim and Erica, back to you.
Rachel, thanks so much. A 17-year-old boy was shot and killed in New Haven last night, and this is the second deadly shooting in just 2 days in the Elm City.
And police said it seems like it's related to another recent deadly shooting. So let's get right out to Fox 61's Kaylee Collins live in New Haven. Kaylee, obviously we don't know all the details yet, but this might be another example of what's called the cycle of gun violence.
Tim, Erica, that's right. Just a tragic couple of weeks here in the Elm City as yet another young life is lost due to gun violence. Now, police have yet to identify the 17-year-old boy that was shot and killed here in New Haven last night, but they do tell us that he was friends with another shooting victim who was recently killed just about 2 weeks ago here in New Haven. The 17-year-old boy was shot on Shelton Avenue last night at around 7, and he was later pronounced dead at Yale New Haven Hospital. Police believe the shooting is connected to the homicide that happened, as I mentioned, nearly 2 weeks ago over on Gough Street that took the life of 16-year-old Uzziah Shell, who was just identified by police yesterday. Investigators say that the two teens were friends. Police also say the 17-year-old was a student at Riverside High. There will be increased counselors and safety resource officers at the school today. New Haven Mayor Justin Elicker and other community advocates have denounced this growing trend of what they say is senseless gun violence.
Crime is down in New Haven, but when things like this happens, it leaves the entire community vulnerable. So it doesn't feel like it's down.
It's very, very important that the community shares information with us and helps support us in making sure that we stop this type of violence that oftentimes is circular, that someone shoots someone and then their friend or their family member comes after that other person.
Now, police say the 17-year-old was walking on the sidewalk, was shot near a driveway on Shelton Avenue. And this area doesn't really have a lot of video surveillance, so they're asking anyone who may have some video, who may have seen anything or knows anything, to give them a call at their Detective Bureau line. Reporting live in New Haven this morning, Kaylee Collins, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Kaylee, thank you. Connecticut bid a final farewell to Governor Jodi Rell yesterday.
It was a day of ceremony and celebration. Now, Rell's body lay in state at the Capitol so the public could pay their respects yesterday. And that was followed by a funeral at the Cathedral of St. Joseph in Hartford.
Fox 61's Matt Caron is showing us how Governor Rell was remembered.
Governor Jodi Rell was a politician, a Republican, a smart and savvy legislator, but she was also a mother, a grandmother, and a kind-hearted person. Someone who will be remembered not only for her professional accomplishments, but for her personal contributions to family life. Rell rose to power in the wake of scandal following the resignation of former Governor John Rowland, and she did so with a steady hand and kind demeanor. She helped heal a wounded state and unite a fractured legislature, and did so with the grace and dignity that Jodi Rell was known for. Jodi Rell did all that while battling breast cancer, which she eventually beat. Governor Lamont delivered one of the eulogies and said she was, quote, calm, rational, caring, approachable, and devoted to her family and to her state. Despite being popular and decisively reelected, Governor Rell quickly accomplished her mission and stepped away from public life to focus on her personal mission of being a mother and grandmother, passing along her passion for public service to her son, Mike, who went on to become the mayor of Wethersfield. Jodi Rell was a longtime Brookfield resident. She retired to Florida and was 78 years old. I caught up with her son, Mike Rell, and asked him, what did Governor Rell mean to Connecticut, and what did Mom mean to him?
I think you said it perfectly. Mom, what did Mom mean to me? I think to the residents of the state of Connecticut at the time, she was everybody's mother. She kind of came in with a hand, a gentle hand, and said, it will be all right. We can take care of this. There'll be some bumps along the way. But as any mother does, she brings people together to be able to, work out everybody's differences and console the state, and that's exactly what she did at the right time. She knew exactly when to retire, and she could have stayed on for a while, but because she had a growing family with 4 young grandchildren, that's what she was. She was a mother, and she was a grandmother, and she adored her grandkids, sometimes more than she adored her own kids, but that's what all grandmothers do.
The Rell family is asking in lieu of flowers that you consider a donation to the Rell Center for Public Service at the University of Hartford or the Fidelco Guide Dog Foundation. Reporting outside the Cathedral of St. Joseph in Hartford, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And lawmakers on both sides of the aisle talked about Governor Rell's bipartisanship, something we see a lot less of in today's polarized political world.
Yeah, she took office amid a scandal that shook public trust in government. Fox 61's political reporter Emma Wolfhorse has more on her legacy.
It's really hard to find someone without something positive to say about former Governor Jodi Rell. And those who stopped by the state capitol Tuesday to pay their respects to her say she will be greatly missed here in Connecticut.
A final goodbye to a Connecticut icon. Former Governor Jodi Rell served in the State House of Representatives for a decade, starting in 1985.
She showed me how to read bills. She showed me how to do my homework. She helped me bring out my First Amendment on the floor of the House. And she said, get up, make your point, and sit down and prepare yourself for questions. And that's the way she was. She was just so gentle and so patient with everybody. And I just have such fond memories of her. I love Jodi Rell.
State Representative John Piscopo is the longest-serving Republican in the state legislature.
I was her seatmate my first term. I came in here pretty green, And it was in the 89 session, and they sat me next to her. And when you're sitting 2 feet from somebody for that many hours, you get to know them very well.
He says Rell's friendship and leadership style is something he still carries with him in the House chambers today.
We could use Jodi Rell as an example of how we work together.
Rell served as lieutenant governor on John Rowland's Republican ticket, taking over the office during his federal investigation and sentencing. She was only the second woman governor in Connecticut, leading the state from 2004 to 2011.
And getting elected with 2/3 of the vote in a blue state just demonstrates how much people believed in her and trusted her.
Rell described her job over those years as restoring honor to Connecticut and public faith in government, a legacy state officials say lives on.
You know, it was very important to her to clean up government, to bring in the Citizens Election Program for our campaigns, to get out all the special interest money.
Rell's political impact spanned far beyond fiscal policies, from massive education reforms to supporting abortion and STEM research policy. And while she wouldn't take the step toward gay marriage, she did sign the bill making Connecticut the first state to certify same-sex civil unions.
And there are so many women on both sides of the aisle that learned a lot about leadership from her.
A role model with words of wisdom for colleagues across the aisle.
Wear something comfortable in the state Senate because you have to preside there for hours, and wear something warm because no matter the season, it is always very cold in there. I think it's designed for men wearing three-piece business suits.
And those I spoke with all say Governor Rell was the right person at the right time to right the ship of the state of Connecticut. And they all say that she was a very unique politician, and our country right now could use more people like her. Reporting at the state capitol, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Emma, thank you. A funeral procession is scheduled for this morning for a Hartford city clerk who was killed in a hit-and-run crash. Noel McGregor was hit by a car on Route 2 in Colchester back in October. He died at a hospital a month later. The procession will start at 8:30 this morning on the corner of Albany and Main Streets. It will end at the Artists Collective on Albany Avenue. People can pay their respects to the family there from 9 to 11, and a celebration of McGregor's life will happen there at 11 o'clock after that.